I'm starting to think that the series Inuyasha is basically betrayal the series because everyone is almost trying to betray everyone else. Okay, no, that's a huge um, misconception because Inuyasha's group are loyal to him, Sesshomaru's group are loyal to him. It's more like there isn't real loyalty within Naraku's faction. But then again, how can there be real loyalty when Naraku pretty much uses everybody as a pawn? Possibly the only people that he has loyalty with is Hakudoshi. And that's only because Hakudoshi is one half of Naraku's heart. Hakudoshi is the essence of the emptiness of what used to be Onigumo that became Naraku. I say this because the infant is where the heart lies. The other half of Hakudoshi, I mean. And we know for a while now that Kagura has been trying to figure out a way to really hurt Naraku, which is why, well, she's been playing, kind of being a double agent. She doesn't. It's funny. She doesn't really go towards Inuyasha for help, but she goes towards Sesshomaru for help. They have like this weird kinship, I'd say. Well, her and Sesshomaru. But at the end of the day, all she really wants, she being Kagura, is to be able to live her life without being bound to another soul. Which technically, her soul is Naraku's soul, since she was born from Naraku. So with this volume, we know that, we already knew this from the previous volume, that Kikyo did survive the assault that Naraku pulled after Mount Hakare got destroyed, and her being tossed into the miasma. Kagome saved Kikyo's life, even knowing full well that doing so would lead to Inuyasha wanting to make sure that Kikyo was okay. Because, Inuyasha has feelings for Kikyo as well as Kagome, which makes things really complicated because technically Kagome is Kikyo in the distant future, since she is her reincarnation. Kikyo lays out to Inuyasha what Naraku's plans were, and that Naraku was planning on using these bird demons that have a connection to the underworld, the Tekei, or Tekei, or whatever how you say that. They're like underworld stone birds, or something like that. And their blood has a direct connection to the world of the dead, which is where both Inuyasha and Naraku are trying to get the last Shikon shard. Now we know from the last volume, Inuyasha tried to go the way of the gate, but couldn't, because the only way to go through that gate is if you die, and if you try to go as a living being, you'll be turned into stone. Hence why Naraku forged an alliance with Princess Abi and her mother, who was poisoned. Well, her mother figured out that Naraku had basically been using them, and so they decided to attack the castle where the other half of Hakudoshi was at. But unbeknownst to them, what also was at the castle was Kohaku. Yeah, Sango's little brother. And Sango, being ordered by, I think it was Naraku or Hakudoshi or somebody, he was being ordered by, to eliminate any threat that could, come in the harm of the baby. Then, after eliminating all threats, was then ordered to kill any remaining survivors and take the infant back, which Kohaku did. Now, finally, Kohaku remembers the events that had happened. The events that had happened much earlier within the story, around the time where we got introduced to Sango. That he was the one that killed all their fellow demon slaying hunters. I can't remember what they're called in this series. He killed their father, and he severely wounded Sango, his big sister. So, keeping all that in mind, right, he also remembers what Naraku promised him. You know, that Naraku basically promised that he would help him forget his heinous crimes. And so it seems that now Kohaku is on his own personal mission to destroy Naraku. So, not only does Naraku have Kohaku to worry about, he has Kagura to worry about as well. Those two are definitely just biding their time and waiting for the opportune moment to strike. It takes no time at all for Naraku to show his true colors to the, let's call them the bird people, okay? And the mother, the Teke, I think that's what she's referred to, was called as the mother hen, alright? Decides to try to eliminate Naraku, but can't. She tries to do this by trying to scorch him to death, but Naraku is constantly covered in a shield, which then the mother eats the shield whole and him, and Naraku makes quick work, coming with tendrils drilling out of the mother hen's head, then decapitating her, allowing her blood to flow freely onto the ground or the chasm, whatever, creating a quick river of the dead that will lead straight, well, not will, but does lead straight into the afterlife, which both Naraku and Inuyasha's group utilizes in order to, well, enter into the afterlife. Oh, also Princess Abi, who got a trident from Naraku. Well, since that was part of Naraku's body, Naraku just makes the trident disappear, and when he does, it takes off part of her arm, and then Naraku just decimates her as well by piercing her with a ton of tendrils. So yeah, Naraku used, betrayed, and disposed of both Princess Abi and her mother. What's funny too about all that is Inuyasha at one point in the volume mentioned that him and Abi should work together, but Abi was like, nah, fuck that. We're not working together. That kind of pissed me off a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Because I was just like, you know what, yeah, she's going to die because she's not willing to work with anybody else, aside from, her own people. So, in a way, it was pride that really killed Princess Abi, not Naraku. Okay, so let's rewind back a little bit to when I said that Kikyo laid out to Inuyasha Naraku's plans. Well, she also mentioned that Inuyasha should keep Kagome away from them even approaching the bird's nest. Okay, so here's something I forgot to mention. Naraku had kept a shield up around the bird's nest. That way Inuyasha would not be able to detect them because, well, he could detect them with his nose since he is basically a dog demon, or a half dog demon, I should say. And with that being said, Naraku purposely took down the barrier. That way Inuyasha and all of them would show up. Because Naraku realized that if they show up, that means Kagome would show up, and then they would follow him into the afterlife, or the world between the living and the dead, as it's referred to in the series. Why does he need them? Well, because Kagome can sense Shikan shards, and Naraku needs Kagome's eyes. Which is why Kikyo tells Inuyasha that he needs to keep Kagome away from the whole situation. But Inuyasha, basically being the hard-headed idiot that he is, doesn't want to do that. And now we're finally in the land of the dead, and after them arriving there, they get attacked by, I don't know what the fuck it is really. It looks like a ball made of crystals that it can shoot. No, sorry. A ball made of like diamonds or crystals or whatever, and it could shoot off diamond spears. But what it exactly is, no clue. Well, probably won't find out until volume 33. This volume was half plot progression and half character growth. You know, it was nice. It was nice to see both Inuyasha and Kagome talk it out. Although Kagome kind of went apeshit on him a couple times. But I feel Inuyasha is starting to realize that by not saying anything and by keeping quiet about what happens between him and Kikyo isn't going to do him any good in the long run. Because Kagome's no fool. She knows that there are, you know, long-lasting feelings between Inuyasha and Kikyo. And even if Inuyasha wants to deny himself, his actions prove otherwise. We also know that Sango still feels as if what her brother does is her fault. It might be that whole older sibling thing, where it's on the pride of their family that Sango feels that possibly she had failed Kohaku, and she's trying to figure out a way to give him redemption for the crimes that he had committed. Well, the crimes that he had unwillingly committed, since he was under the control of Naraku. So, yeah. I'm really starting to think that Rumiko Takahashi is, that she really likes to draw Sesshomaru, because I swear, yeah, sorry, got tongue-tied there for a second. I swear, Sesshomaru shows up in every single freaking volume. Even, like, just a little cameo, he shows up. Which I'm not complaining, because, let's face it, Sesshomaru is a fucking badass. Better him than that dipshit Koga. Alright, with that being said, what do you guys think of Inuyasha Volume 32? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit that notification icon. That way, you'll know when I put out more content in the future. As well as give the video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, as well as makes me feel good. And be sure to share this video with um, any manga fan that you know of. Or, hell, even any Inuyasha fan. But then again, a lot of Inuyasha fans, especially those in the West, only know about the anime. So, yeah, there might be details and such within the manga that the anime has never touched upon. Or I assume. And with that being said, ciao for now.